Hello, everybody, and welcome to our IWC Radio Backlash review show. Prediction shows was last week. Joining me this evening, Chucks and Will. How you guys doing? Before I mess anything else up here. Whoa! Did I hear a can? Was that a can?
It was a bottle opening. I didn't think it'd make a noise, but obviously it did.
That was a can. There we go. That was me. That's a lemonade.
A lemonade.
Yeah, strawberry lemonade. Yeah.
That's not lemonade. That's strawberry aid.
Strawberry aid. Strawberry aid.
Fair enough.
What brand strawberry lemonade have you got?
Country Time.
Country Time.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this thing. Strawberry lemonade, Country Time. That's very pink.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it is, isn't it? Jeez.
Yeah. Berry lemonade slush. That looks pretty good.
Wait, what?
Just one of the first pictures that I noticed. Let's see. Copy image location. Send that to you.
Oh, Country Time. Never heard of them.
Oh, okay. That looks cool. I'm sorry, what? Would you say what?
Who are Country Time? Are they part of a bigger brand? Or are they...
It sounds familiar. I'm sure I've heard of Country Time before. I don't know where.
I think they're part of Pepsi, I think.
They're owned by Kraft, so...
Oh, okay.
Over in the UK. Oh, goddamn. So, let's search for Country Time UK and it says 11:50 p.m.
Nice.
Yeah, they are a PepsiCo partner, so... And yeah, I guess they have some sort of affiliation with Kraft as well. Yeah. Great that we're, like, immediately talking about drinks, like, seconds into the show.
Well,
That's
it's better
my
than
favourite
everything
part of
else
the
going on.
Yeah, I mean, it tastes good. It's less bitter than the original lemonade, but I don't know if you guys have it over there. Obviously,
No, we don't.
I guess they would have to.
Apparently,
They would have to make
part
like
of
a...
the...
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. It's part of the Dr. Pepper's... Start again. The Dr. Pepper Snapple group,
Really?
which I didn't know was even a thing.
I don't know if I've heard. I know I've heard Snapple and Dr Pepper, but I don't recall ever hearing them being like a thing, like a company together.
Oh, it's a thing.
Overseas.
It's a thing. They even have a logo.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's Dr. Pepper Snapple Group.
They own brands such as 7-Up,
Look at that. There we go.
Country Time, Crush Orange,
Yep. Okay.
Dr. Pepper, obviously.
Yeah.
Hawaiian Punch,
Yeah.
Canada Dry,
Yep. I have some of that in the fridge.
Orangina. Where we get that?
Yeah, we have Orangina.
Schweppes.
It's always like blows me away whenever I look up these like big food conglomerations, whatever. That all of the names that are involved, I swear all of the foods are named by maybe 2 companies, and it just goes up and up and up. And like, so Dr. Pepper Snapple Group is sort of company. It's a business unit of the publicly traded conglomerate Keurig Dr. Pepper, formerly Cadbury Schweppes America's Beverages, part of Cadbury.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I thought Cadbury were involved somewhere.
So yeah, apparently Cadbury and Schweppes and Dr. Pepper and Snapple are all the same thing.
I
don't know who owns who, like who's on the top of this thing, but...
I'll tell you what's really freaky, if you ever get 5 minutes to look up the Mars Group.
Yes.
I'm guessing
They
it's going to take
own
more than 5
everything.
minutes.
They literally own everything. And you're not just talking drinks or confectionery, you're talking like household products and
Yeah.
it's ridiculous how much things they actually run and own.
What, are you like dropping marbles or something?
Yes.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Yeah, I'm dropping. No, it's a Starburst.
Oh.
I have a bag of them, and they kind of fell over.
Yeah, I could hear that. Mars Incorporated is an American global manufacturer of confectionery, pet food, and other food products. As a provider of animal care services.
Yes, they do dog food as well.
You mentioned Mars, and I immediately grabbed a bag of M&Ms as well, which is also made by Mars.
It is. Yeah.
They pretty much own everything that Hershey doesn't, I think, in some way.
I was just... I remember looking for something else and I came across a list of things that they do.
Yeah?
And it's not just... it's not just confectionery and sweets and stuff. It's like washing powder and other stuff you wouldn't think had anything to do with Mars. It's crazy.
So yeah, it's been kind of a wild week, really, in wrestling.
You can say that again.
Yeah. A couple of days ago, I guess we'll just get into this right now. A couple of days ago, I admittedly I'm in the dark a little bit on this. I just saw a whole bunch of...
I was hoping you guys could fill me in.
It was something along the lines of, from what I know, somebody speaking out against David Starr, and it just opened up this whirlwind of tweets from various other accounts and females sharing their stories of being unfortunately sexually abused or assaulted by other talents in the wrestling business. And yeah, wow, it's a lot, I can tell you that. It's quite eye-opening. It's quite jarring to see all this go down, just out of the blue. But at least, you know, there's some vindication in certain cases. David Starr's been, you know, he's no longer welcome back at Progress Wrestling over in the UK. Dave Lagana apparently has stepped down from the NWA. Jack Gallagher is no longer with WWE.
And he was released with nothing. They put out the thing, he's gone.
Yeah.
No good luck in his future endeavors.
Yeah, nothing. Wow. And he got those shitty tattoos.
And he's been Benward as well. He's been totally removed off the site.
Not even in the alumni section?
No, nothing. You search for him, you get nothing. So, whatever he's allegedly done, they don't like it. So,
he's basically been Benoit.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
They must. I don't even know what he's been accused of, but they must have something on him if to release him and get rid of him like that. They must know something that we don't.
Yeah. There's also something along the lines of Jimmy Havoc having some sort of allegations, and AEW's kind of thrown out like a blanket statement of like, wish him well in rehab or something like that.
Yeah.
Jim Cornette
seems to be from the UK. A lot of it's the British wrestling scene, which is
yeah,
unfortunate for us.
Yeah. It's I don't know if there's anything you guys want to add, but man, it was like I said, it was jarring to see all these accounts happen, and
it just seemed to come out of nowhere, didn't it? And and then as always with these kind of things, it's more and more people jump on it, and I mean, all power to them. And obviously, if they got something to say, then you know, there's nothing wrong with getting it out there. And obviously, if these people have done wrong, then they need to be brought held to account. That's the word I'm looking for.
It's real bad timing. Matt Riddle apparently is one of the big ones.
Yeah, he was the other
one. That was another one.
Yeah.
And they hyped up his SmackDown debut, but then when all this stuff was happening, they kind of changed it to the Bray Wyatt. He's going to show up on SmackDown.
I caught the first sort of 40 minutes of SmackDown, I don't think it was helped by Corey Graves saying he was the SmackDown Stallion.
Yeah. Oh God.
So, yeah. I thought they might have edited that out.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, you got Dave Lagana here. Bram has been accused.
Yeah.
Evil Uno details being forced to wrestle in nothing but boxers for a priest's amusement from as young as 14. What the hell? How does a situation like that even?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It's wacky. Yeah, and it's got a whole list of these things. It is it's scary how much there is to this.
Yeah.
As you say, a lot of it seems to be coming from the British wrestling scene. I don't know, you even know of a guy, Alex Shane.
Yeah, I mean, he's a huge name.
He's quite well known over here, and I don't know what he's been accused of, actually, but he put a statement out on Twitter basically saying he's stepping down from everything he's involved in.
Okay, well, there's one about Alex Shane accused of getting a 15-year-old girl drunk and having sex with her. The tweet now has been removed, but that's a bad one.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything else about Alex Shane, but that's enough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just pulled up. Searching Jack Gallagher. Apparently, you can find like old matches and whatnot on the website and things like that.
Oh really?
Oh. Yeah. So he hasn't been officially Benoit yet.
You can still find Benoit stuff, can't you? You just you don't get the tags for it on the network or whatever.
Well, I just typed in Chris Benoit, and the first result is Roadblock End of the Line from 2016. And
what's he got to do with that?
I don't know. Chris Masters and Chris Jericho.
All right, just search for various Chris's.
Yeah. Arya Daivari and Chris Bay. Ricochet versus Chris Dijak. Triple H versus Chris Jericho, WrestleMania X8.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Right. Alex Shane put out a pretty lengthy statement, actually, and he's stepping down from everything. I didn't think he was doing too much at the minute, but I know he did the show on TalkSport.
Yeah, that's right.
A radio station here, but the statement that he's put out doesn't really say that. It's more he was accepting responsibility for what he'd done. It was more that he was accepting responsibility for allowing other things to happen. So he clearly must know a lot. Well, obviously he's not going to say it on Twitter, is he? But he knows a lot more than what's going on. They say he's probably one of the biggest names I know of from the UK scene. In terms of, he was one of the big names. What was the company he was involved in?
Oh God, it was not IW. No, not IWA. Oh God, that's going to really bug me. Beans, help us out here.
Hello. Oh, is he?
Hey, there you are, Beans.
How'd you do that?
Sorry, I know you're obviously already started the show, but do I sound okay? Because I'm on a little bit of a different setup at the minute, and I was a bit worried it might sound bobbins.
You sound like you're on a different setup, but it's okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
FWA,
okay.
Frontier Wrestling.
FWA.
I'm glad I could help.
Yeah. You're used to go away again.
I'll see you next week.
Is that what we've been doing wrong the last few weeks? We just haven't asked for you.
Yeah, you need to summon him.
He's literally just been lurking in the call for all these weeks and just been staying silent.
I actually, a couple of years ago, had a long phone call with Alex Shane. He wanted us to do some websites for him.
Well.
And it never actually come about. The project he was working on never actually came about, but he seemed like a nice guy to me when I spoke to him.
Yeah.
But it's just that's the thing with these things. You never really know what's going on, do you?
No way of knowing.
I mean, I've literally just like seen a bit on Twitter, and it sounds like the wrestling world's like falling in on itself.
It's melted. Yeah. Don't like anything else in the world right now.
I was going to say that's like the quickest that wrestling has caught up to the real world. I usually have to wait a good 10, 15 years for things like this to catch up to. People, Eddie Guerrero had a mullet in like 03.
Oh, God.
So, do you know what's been happening, Beans? Or do you know?
I'm just hearing bits off everyone, and it sounds like I don't know where it started, but obviously someone's opened the can, and it's it's kind of all coming to the front now, isn't it?
I mean, I opened my can at the start of the show. If you were here,
and I wasn't summoned at that point, so no, I made a mistake. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, everything that's going on. I'm just seeing a lot that looks like it's from the British scene, which is quite scary.
Yeah.
And
it's a bunch of names I've never heard of.
The one that I saw just before I come on was to do with Joey Ryan.
Yeah, he was another one. Somebody was telling a story about how they were trying to keep him anonymous, and then somebody else ousted him as being Joey Ryan, which, unfortunately, the Sleaze character kind of, seems to be not that far off.
Yeah, when we say that the best gimmicks are the ones where people are just turned up to like 11, that's not good when it's in that.
Yeah, in that regard, no.
Just thinking when Will was saying before, it's like there's no way of knowing like these guys. All of this has been happening. I was just thinking, yeah, it would be nice if the creepers looked like creepers, wouldn't it? Well, on the rare occasion.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Yeah. It's some of the stuff that's come out is pretty horrific. Like,
yeah.
Like you said, I don't know how people involved, but it's obviously.
Unfortunately, it just feels like many things at the moment that issues from the past that people feel, well, what we were very aware of in the past, people feel that we've moved past, or thought that we'd moved past that point, and quite clearly we haven't as a society. It seems to be something that's sadly ingrained in our culture, really. It's our existence as humans, I should say.
Well, yeah, I think that's the thing, that there will always be people who take advantage of situations.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, guys, I'm not sure where to go from now.
No. Just looking at all of these names, I don't know any of them, but I just can't believe it's so widespread.
That's the thing. It seems to be like everywhere.
That's the thing. It's an institutional thing, isn't it? It's obviously something that's buried deep within the culture of it all. So
I don't know. Is it something about kind of how wrestling is? The fact that you're in your underwear and you are like grappling. Does it? Because it's not such a big jump that you could take advantage of that kind of
I suppose it's probably got a factor to it, right?
Yeah, I mean it's just scary, isn't it? It's stuff that you think that should all be in the past and learned from. To hear it's all kind of things that are still happening just behind the scenes, more well hidden. I mean, it's crazy to think that a lot of it people think they can get away with as well because of things like social media and stuff these days. It's like you'd think that things come out would, things would be brought to the front more, but I suppose that's the
power crazy thing with all of these stories. How long it takes for these things to come out.
But that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, it's playing on people's fears and insecurities, and
especially in what would you call it? Kind of showbiz, as small time as wrestling is when it comes to showbiz. If you want to make it, you can't rock the boat, right? It's like there's so much of that in wrestling. Like Leo Rush carrying back, saying, "No, I'm not going to do that." You're done. Like, you have to do what you're told to do, whether you like it or not. Otherwise, you're probably not going to get used anymore.
Yeah.
Do we know how recent these allegations are? I mean, is it going back
they seem
years?
to go back a little way, some of them anyway.
Probably that's one
some
good
of them not
thing.
so
I mean,
far.
if you can take any good thing out of it, is that hopefully it's not happening now.
Some of them aren't so long ago. Velveteen Dream was one. He's had a few thrown at him. Yeah.
I retract my original statement.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not something that we're past.
Yeah, it's just the good thing is if there is a good thing, it's come out now finally.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those, isn't it, where you think that when you get to these situations and these points where things all come to light, that it's got to be used on it to change things moving forward. It can't be just swept under the rug again.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah, you can't just ignore it. I know, but hopefully they do. Hopefully they do use it to move forward.
Yeah.
Well, from the little action we've seen so far, it does seem to be Gallagher's gone.
Yeah.
That didn't seem to take long, so it's not like it's being completely overlooked. Hopefully that means you come forward with something. You've got some legit allegations to make, and it will be acted on. That's all we can really hope for.
What's the one in relation to Gallagher? Sorry.
He's been released with WWE.
Jack Gallagher.
Yes.
Yeah.
And is he one that's been?
He's been accused of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he's definitely someone I wouldn't have thought of, but then again, that's the whole thing, isn't it?
I think that's it. I think no one's. I mean, obviously it's hard to get actual charges and whatever, but no one's actually been charged or accused of anything officially, have they? So
I think it's kind of like it's the usual thing. I think of even in the short instances, a lot of people would normally be facing suspension kind of thing pending and.
Well, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I think the thing with Gallagher, I think they must have something on him. They must know something for them to get rid of him straight away.
Yeah.
So,
you'd imagine so.
I mean, even if not, I mean, it's one of them things, isn't it, where it's not out of the realms of possibilities that they hire people back if it's a mistake or if what I mean.
I thought that with Enzo. If the allegations against Enzo were nothing, then he's valuable enough to bring back.
Yeah, but I get the impression with Enzo it was just like that was a nice excuse to finally get him.
I think you may be right there, because he did show up in ROH once. Then he was gone again.
Didn't he get on his own bridges as well after getting released?
Did he say anything against the company? It wouldn't surprise me, but...
Didn't he do a rap video where he spouted off a load of shit about everyone?
Oh, that's right,
yeah.
Oh, did he say stuff about...
I don't know, I thought he might have done.
I don't think he ever actually
referenced stuff
about
his own penis. His consensual penis, I remember that.
That's right,
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's also weird. Well, I shouldn't say weird, but grossly ironic that Jack Gallagher is portraying a character where he acts like a gentleman, and
right? Yeah.
And the alleged story or the alleged accusations are basically the opposite of that. So, yeah. So that happened this week.
Some allegations, Jim Cornette as well.
Yeah, something about.
Yeah.
His wife was forcing up and coming talent in a territorial to have sex with his wife or something like that. Allegedly. Yeah.
That was, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know the full story. I don't want to get myself in trouble. But
well, again, all of this is allegedly or has been claimed. And,
yeah.
Apparently, that's it. This one says, when Jim was booking OVW, if you wanted a contract, you had to perform sexual acts on his wife, many times with him watching. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure he's not gonna just let that go, but we'll see. We'll see where that goes.
Somebody had like screenshots of like the DMs and such, and I think Cornette was trying to denounce them on Twitter because he thought the profile pictures were different.
Yeah, that's right. They were too updated or something.
Yeah, but it's the fact that if you change your profile icon, it also changes the profile icons in your DMs as well. So he didn't make that correlation. So
he's a boomer. He doesn't realize.
Yeah, I don't know how you could try to denounce doctored photos when you don't really have a firm grasp on technology.
No, just say it's fake. It's fake because of this thing.
Yeah. Also, your pal Dave Lagana Beans also stepped down from the NWA.
Really?
Yeah, somebody made some accusations about him as well.
Well, the sheer fact that he stepped down suggests issues. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's
Yeah, it's crazy. All production and stuff like that has stopped until there's some sort of restructuring of the executive management positions. So,
wasn't Cornette involved in NWA as well?
Yes, he was an announcer, and Lagana was I think also head editor of the episodes and whatnot, and that's when that fried chicken joke in Ethiopia slid under the radar ever so slightly, and then people made an uproar about it, and Cornette left. So. Yeah, it's been crazy.
I don't know. I don't want to cast aspersions on the guy because obviously nothing's being proved, but I've never really liked Cornette. It's just something about him. I don't know.
I would ask if there's anyone else you don't like so we can get the heads up on him, but that's probably best not.
No. We don't want to be sued.
No, I don't want to imply anything.
That was personal opinion, by the
Right,
way.
obviously.
Beans has similar thoughts about Dave Lagana, right? Similar opinions.
I
like that guy. So something about him as well.
I feel like I'm being put into a corner here.
Sorry, come and sit with me in the corner. It's great.
I only told him something he could do.
You made a suggestion. He's an adult. He could choose not to do it.
And he chose not to do it. That's fine.
I don't remember this. Have I missed something? Is this an off-air conversation?
No, we've talked about it on air.
Alright. I don't remember.
You don't remember Beans' interaction with Lagana? When he posted a picture of himself up in the rafters?
I think this is before my time, I think.
Yeah.
No, it can't be. It wasn't that long ago, was it?
No way. Well, I don't know. I was watching TNA, so that tells you something.
There you go.
TNA was a thing.
No, I
Sorry, what now?
Is it still in business, by the way?
Oh, is TNA still in business? Let's take a look.
Just checking.
Let's see here. Yeah, look at that. I didn't even have to do anything. It's still...
Brilliant.
There you go. It's still there. Impact Wrestling, still in business. There you go. You have it.
Superb.
Amazing.
Incredible.
Do you want to tell us the story, the quick version, Beans? Because I think we can't just leave it at that, right? Will needs to know.
You've got to tell him.
There wasn't anything that major. I was just having a bit of a laugh watching the pay-per-view and was being quite sarcastic on Twitter as I was watching it. And Dave Lagana put a tweet up. It was it lockdown or something? But anyway, there was a cage match going on. So he took a picture from the top of the rafters looking down at the cage in the arena. And I suggested that maybe he jumped.
Wow.
Yeah, it sounds horrific the way that I say it.
Well, I don't know. Now I think it's all right. He's had some pretty serious allegations made against him. I think everyone's on your side now.
Well, the thing is he saw it, and then he was like, "I've just looked at your last set of tweets, and you're a really nice guy, aren't you?" And I was just like, "Oh my god, I've just been pissing about for the last hour." So I felt really bad. But I can't. I try to make it. I think there was some kind of obviousness to it being a joke. I think it was something like I don't know. I can't even remember exactly what I put. It was something along the lines of, "If you carry on booking this shit, then why don't you just jump?" Something like that. But yeah, I was young.
Wow. Okay, so this was a while back then.
Yeah, this was before you had the kid.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're telling me.
Oh, well done anyway.
Yeah, I mean, every cloud has a silver lining. I'm quite surprised actually, because but again, it's it's that thing. I mean, there's certain characters that you think, yeah, okay, kind of, not saying like Jimmy Savile kind of thing, but I mean, there's certain people that you can imagine probably might be not the most honest of people and that kind of thing. But
Jimmy Savile. How did we not see that coming?
Well,
he wasn't even trying to hide it, was he?
No, but I get, yeah. It's just, it's mad. But
strangely enough, Jimmy Savile was actually a wrestler.
Oh God, don't.
He was, generally.
This is where it started, wasn't it?
That's where he started his deviancy.
Oh Jesus!
He did, yeah. I'm sure there's footage of him somewhere. I've seen it.
I don't want to see footage of Jimmy Savile. I'm sorry, I've just got to say that.
Yeah, it's the early 70s, late 60s. He was.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Ric Flair?
No.
Yeah, he worked in the early 70s as Ric Flair. No, apparently that's actually true.
Yeah.
He says there's a quote here. He's done over 300 professional bike races, 212 marathons, and 107 pro fights. No wrestler wanted to go back home and say, "This jockey put him down." I've broken every bone in my body. I loved it. So yeah.
Well, I really don't need to know what he loved either.
No.
If you want to know Jimmy Savile is, he's our famous celebrity nonce.
I think.
Wow.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me check something here. Yeah. The name kind of rings a bell.
All Americans seem to call him Jimmy Savile. So if you've ever heard of Jimmy Savile, then it's
Yeah, he was quite a much loved entertainer for a number of years, and then we found out he wasn't.
Put it lightly.
But yeah, he was generally a wrestler for a little bit in his early days.
Scary.
Okay, well.
Speaking of wrestling, shall we?
Yeah, should we get back to?
Get on to it.
Yeah. Should we get into the predictions? See who did what?
Yeah, sure.
Quickly go down this. All right.
The greatest predictions ever.
Yes.
Wrestling and things that no one could possibly have predicted. Oh man, I haven't even got the results up here, am I? Oh man, what was this thing called? Backlash. Backlash 2020. Backlash is there. Was there a pre-show? Yes, there was. Oh man, this is the one I actually wanted to see. Apparently, Apollo Crews retained against Andrade.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. So, if anyone else has any notes?
I made the prediction that Andrade would win, thinking he'd retain. I didn't even know Apollo Crews was a champion.
So you're not watching anymore either, then?
No.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm really struggling with it. Yeah,
It's a show with just me and you, Shane Judge.
I guess so. And I'm really forcing my way through it as well. I skip through as much as I can, which includes most of the matches. I just don't need to see it. They don't mean anything. They don't go anywhere. I'll watch the promos because that's kind of how stories build. But even then.
Yeah, I just it kind of comes into the main event for me as well a little bit, but I suppose we'll get there when we get to that. But yeah, I'm really struggling with the product at the moment, and it's just, I mean, especially as well, like, you know, all this stuff that's come out tonight. I mean, it doesn't exactly help your love of something, does it? It's a weird time before all this crap happened as well. So yeah. Anyway, sorry, Backlash.
So I don't know if that means this is our last show. Let's call it a day.
That's still AEW.
Plenty of other things we could talk about for a bit, like beverages.
Yeah, we did that at the top of the show.
Yeah, we've been trying to transition off into the fizzy drink world for quite a while.
Well, I think it's time to possibly change the name of the show.
We have suggested for a number of weeks doing a non-wrestling show.
Sure.
Yeah,
but,
one where we all just get pissed and talk about how everything is going wrong in the world. Not just in the WWE universe, but...
I was just going to say, and every week we're given a new reason to try it.
God.
Yeah, so points all round except for Beans, who didn't know who the champion was.
Yeah. You'd think that'd help me, because normally when I haven't got a clue what's going on, I seem to do better.
But at least you predicted, like, your thinking was right. Champion retains. You just, you know...
Yeah. I'll take some small...
It's a moral victory.
Yeah, a small moral victory on that one.
Yeah. We open the main show with a triple threat women's tag match, where the Boss and Hug Connection retained, and that is points all round except for Will, who thought the Iconics would beat them again last WrestleMania and again Backlash this year, but wasn't to be, at least not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
True.
Feel that may be coming. Yeah. I've got nothing to say about that match. Sounds like no one else has either.
I watched it. I mean, I thought it was interesting that all the former female tag team champions were in a match. So.
Except the Kabuki Warriors.
Except, yeah. So.
I mean, obviously, because this is the first time I've watched anything WWE since Money in the Bank. Mm-hmm. So I was quite surprised at the fact that we actually had some form of a crowd.
Oh yeah, they got some of the trainees there.
Yeah.
Beans, what are you eating?
Is it really that obvious?
Is it a mint? Is it some kind of menthol?
I just want to know.
No, it's not a mint, which is a rather strange guess.
I heard you clicking some kind of boiled sweet on your teeth, and then I smelt mint. Like you're eating a humbug or something.
That is weird, because I can smell mint as well.
Then that's a sign of an imminent stroke, guys.
Yeah, apparently.
Smell mint and burnt toast.
That's crazy. I generally can smell mint as well.
Well, you way off, because it's
Is it a Malteser?
No.
No, I'm having to chew it now.
Oh.
It's a bag of chocolate-covered pretzels.
Oh, I was gonna say, guess the food item that Beans is eating.
It sounded like a boiled sweet to me.
And I was hoping I could eat that quietly, but it didn't work out.
You
can
can
eat a pretzel quietly.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to suck it.
If only I didn't have the music playing, I could go back and sound clip that. I was trying to suck it. It's true. It's very true.
It's I Don't Care with the music in the background.
I don't care.
My favorite clip.
Yeah.
You know, I feel picked on this. It's about time that I wrote some revelations on Twitter about you lot.
No.
You've got nothing on us.
No.
But you've got everything on me.
That's funny because it's true. Is that those pretzel flips?
It is, yeah.
Those are really good.
The white ones are amazing. The white, whatever they're called, the toffee
white fudge. Yeah.
These are salted caramel ones.
I don't know where I stand on salted caramel.
Well, this is the first time I've actually seen them and had it. So, but I've got to say that my first judgment of eating it, I can't really remember what it tasted like because I was panicking that I was making too much noise eating it. So,
not even enjoying it.
No. I was just staring at them and thought, I've got to try one. And it doesn't seem too bad. I like the dark chocolate ones as well.
Yeah, those are good.
Down with dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate is for evil people.
It's too bitter. It's for adults.
That's me.
Yeah.
You like dark chocolate fruit?
Yes.
Get out.
Oh, okay.
It's alright, Smoot. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Dark chocolate all the way.
Too. You like coffee and drink whiskey because you actually like it. Like Scotch.
Yeah. Can I just say a revelation that I actually drank a Costa coffee recently for the first time in 3 months, and it was amazing.
I had them with McDonald's yesterday for the first time. That was amazing. 3 months. Actually, it was longer. It was 4 months. We hadn't done one for a while.
Yeah.
I had a KFC, if that counts.
That's what I'm waiting for, man. Still shut.
To be honest, you know, we well, ours don't deliver. But yeah, we had it when it opened. Pretty much as soon as it opened, I think, just by chance. It wasn't, we weren't an idiot in one of the queues, but I didn't enjoy it. I was quite surprised.
What did you have?
Good question. We got a sharing bucket.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just thought while I was having it, I thought this is rather a ordinary kind of thing, and I thought it was going to be.
Did you get gravy?
No, because I can't.
That's why you didn't enjoy it then.
No, the gravy is disgusting. It looks like fucking dirty dishwater.
It is, but
I mean, it does.
It's fucking rank, and I've even tried it as well.
Oh, it's amazing. I could drink that.
Oh, fucking hellfire! I feel like I'm gonna vomit.
I know what's in it as well. It's disgusting how they make it, but it's bloody lovely.
Oh
Is it dirty dishwater?
No, it's literally they empty the fryer of when they fried the chicken.
Oh man, that's
and it's all the chicken bits. And
no!
Wow.
Holy shit!
Oh man,
I'm surprised people don't keel over and die as soon as they eat it.
Wow. It's nice though.
I'm still amazed, and I know we've probably had this conversation loads of times, but I just don't get it, Smoot, that they give you a biscuit at KFC in America.
Not a KFC fan. The chicken's way too greasy and salty, and it's just, ugh, I don't like it.
But you guys have other options.
Yeah.
You got Popeyes and Churches, or whoever.
Bojangles.
I need to try, but we don't have them.
Oh,
I bet your KFC in Kentucky is quite nice though, because I bet you they do it properly there.
I hope so. You know.
Well, next time that you have a KFC, guys, just have a scone with it and just see how you think it feels.
Isn't a biscuit not a biscuit in America though?
That's what I mean. It's a scone.
Is that what it is?
Basically, yeah. I sat there and they gave me a.
I think you mean bin lid.
Well, that's what they served it on. Yeah, it's not good. I'm sorry, but when they give you a biscuit as part of it, and you think it's part of the meal, so I'm not really I ain't got a clue. And then when they give it me, I thought that looks like a fucking scone. And then I tried it, and I'm thinking, why the fuck am I eating a scone in the middle of a KFC meal?
Yeah, to be fair, we are pretty let down on the fast food front here. You've got loads of options.
I suspect, and I've got nothing to base this on, but I think our KFC has to be better than the US KFC. Because everyone over there says it's crap.
Yeah, I would say.
But it's really not. It's fine.
Yeah.
To be honest, actually, I think you're right, because when I had it, I don't think I enjoyed it when I was there.
Well, you didn't enjoy the one you had recently either.
No, we didn't get
No,
KFC.
but I normally do. There's a reason why I went. It wasn't because I thought, let's try this out. It was KFC's back.
Do you know what though? I didn't say I haven't had McDonald's for months, and I had one on yesterday. It was okay, but it wasn't brilliant. It wasn't.
That sounds like McDonald's.
Yeah. McDonald's, it can be a letdown sometimes. Most of the time, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like McDonald's.
I have two recent KFC stories, and I don't think either of them is very interesting. So, I could make you sit through them.
But I'm also concerned, though, that you obviously something's happened, otherwise you wouldn't have a recollection of two KFC stories.
I haven't had KFC for a while, and I've had it twice in the last, 3
Is
weeks or something.
Is that the story? I wanted KFC, I had KFC.
Don't
No,
I mean, write a book.
That's the short version of both stories.
And they're both too long.
Yeah, already I've stretched them out. That's also the main, if I was to condense down the story of having anything, anything I buy, I wanted it, and then I bought it. And that's what you need to know about every one of my purchases.
Wow. An insight into your life.
Well, you say that, but
It's a solid game plan.
yeah, it's a solid game plan. It was also a very successful song for Ariana Grande. So, you can make fun of it if you want, but that was the basis of that song. And 7 Rings, where she just says, I want it, I got it, I want it, I got it, I want it, I got it. Well, it's just about how she's got loads of money and buys stuff. Hey.
To be fair, I'm 34. Ariana Grande is not on my playlist.
Oh, really? Oh, you're missing out. Especially if you like songs about, really rich girls who buy things that they like. It's a unappreciated genre.
I noticed you're being very quiet over there, being.
To be
I'm
honest,
just moving for that matter.
to be honest, I'm in shock.
He's more of a Taylor Swift fan.
Oh God. Only with the singing goat.
Yeah.
Whilst the show's plummeted into chaos, and have you got that joke book?
I have.
Oh no.
Actually, where is it? Shit.
They're probably. This is probably the only wrestling material that you can read out without worrying that it's not going to
That's a good point.
It might be quite offensive, though.
No, they are offensive. The comments.
You mean you just find them very personally offensive?
Yeah.
We get through two of these jokes, and then like, we'll be begging to go back to the assault stories.
No!
God.
Oh my god!
That's horrendous.
Jesus.
You have to bear with me a minute. It's in a drawer.
That's in a drawer. Locked it
When
away.
you say draw, what do you mean?
Locked away.
Well, while you look for that, I'll tell you about my KFC. No, I won't. I'll go back to this prediction game that we're doing.
Thank God.
I don't know if
God,
you
yeah,
even
prediction
remember
game.
that.
Jesus.
Sheamus and Jeff Hardy had a match, and
Yeah.
when it ended, Sheamus won, and I thought, excellent, Sheamus won. I just had a feeling about him. I knew he was going to win. I then looked at the paper and I predicted Hardy.
Ha ha!
I don't know what I was thinking, but it was the wrong thing.
You thought he was still gonna get the comeuppance from the car crash thing or whatever. when Sheamus was the one that got piss thrown onto him. Which, by the way, apparently, I missed all of the sexual assault stuff. Apparently, I don't know the source of this, so I don't know how true it is, but apparently I saw a trending topic about how Carmella likes to be peed on.
Oh, for
No, that's R. Kelly, not our truth.
I said Carmella, not either one of those people.
what the hell?
Carmella used to hang out with our truth.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Emphasis
Corey
on
Graves
used to.
pisses on Carmella.
Yeah, maybe.
He also pisses all over Michael Cole every week.
No.
By the way, I've got the book.
Oh, go on.
I never thought I'd say it, but quickly find a joke.
Well, you know, I'll be looking for a while for this book.
Well, I've got fucking images of fucking Corey Graves taking a piss on Carmella, for God's sake.
Anyway, Sheamus 1 point for me and Beans here.
Yeah. Go on, Will. Have you got a
Well, you want a joke? Sorry.
Sheamus joke?
Yeah. Is it,
Well, I don't want a joke, I just want you to read something from within that book.
I have a Sheamus related joke. There we go.
Excellent.
God.
Excellent.
Knock.
Who's there?
This is fucking terrible, by the way.
No shit.
Who's there?
Great joke.
Sheamus.
Sheamus who?
Sheamus, not WrestleMania every day.
Yeah, that gets the fail horns for sure. That absolutely gets the fail horns. That's awful.
Well, it was WrestleMania more days this year than in any other year. So,
It was.
Progress, I guess.
yeah, we're working towards that. All we need is a Saudi Arabia greatest WrestleMania. And we're
Don't give them ideas, Jim.
getting there. We all predicted Asuka to retain against Nia Jax. Well, she kind of did, but it was a double count out, so no points for anyone. We're just throwing that one out.
Yeah, I think they're setting something up for Extreme Rules, like a no countouts match.
Yeah, awesome.
Possibly.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
No, yeah, I'm sure you're right. That's the usual setup. But falls count anywhere? I don't care. Sorry. Don't care about that one. Braun Strowman beat Miz and Morrison, also incredibly unsurprisingly. That's points all round.
Yeah.
Yeah. It happened. And then Drew McIntyre beat Bobby Lashley when Lana distracted him. Because she couldn't follow instructions, stay backstage.
Yeah, I kind of hated this match. Like, it seemed like both guys were hitting, like, big moves, and then they were kicking out, and then all of a sudden Lana comes down, and for no reason.
What was it? She was saying to the ref,
You cheated! Yeah!
Fuck!
You cheated.
Talking about like relationship status or something?
Yeah, maybe.
Must be.
Lana's speaking out against the ref. You cheated.
So did she.
I guess, yeah.
But yeah, it was very strange.
It was a weird accusation.
And there was, I mean, fucking hell, there was some bad botches in this. I mean, Drew McIntyre nearly got murdered at one point.
Yeah, it looked like Lashley dropped him on the outside on his head.
He certainly did.
That's right.
Yeah, it was horrific. He held him up in the fireman's position and just fucking the weight shifted over and he just couldn't hold him, so he just fucking dropped him on his head.
Yeah.
On the outside as well.
Highly effective move.
So McIntyre wins. That's also points for everyone. And then we went to the 45-minute long greatest match ever.
Was it 45 minutes long?
45 minutes long.
Longer than the WrestleMania match.
Yep. Was
Right.
it the greatest match ever?
All I'm going to say is I watched this and I thought, I've heard that they've gone with this billing of greatest match ever, and I didn't understand, obviously, anything leading up to it. So then when, was it Byron was sat ringside and he said, we're going to use special production techniques to show you the greatest wrestling match ever. And as soon as he said it, I was just like, oh no. That means it's going to look really fake and horrendous.
It's the Ghost
Whereas
fans,
I just thought it was just built to, I don't know, just to be a technical wrestling match, and they were just trying to hype it up. But yeah, so the match started, and I thought the MSG thing was a bit weird. You could have just done the microphone the same without actually putting a label on of MSG when you're clearly in Florida. But you know,
I wasn't really sure about the ghost of Howard Finkel either.
Yeah.
Which sounded like it was just ripped out of the video game with no emotion.
Yeah.
Randy Orton.
I thought, I don't know if that was planned as part of the match or if these guys requested his voice, because I feel like Edge is one of those guys that would say, I really want to be announced by Howard Finkel.
Yeah.
I think he's done it before with... Oh, man. Oh, no, it was people, was it Cena, I think, requested JR at WrestleMania a while back. They just, I really want this guy to call one of my matches.
Well,
Maybe.
And then I thought, well, I like it so far as in the fact that, it looks a bit different and there's obviously some effort to it. And then as soon as they locked up and they did the camera angle from the floor looking up at them,
I didn't like that.
I was like, fuck right off. I'm sorry. I can't stand it. And this is the thing about where we were saying about not being able to watch and switching off from it at the minute. It's not because of the situation of having no crowd for me or, obviously difficulties in being able to present the way that they want to. But it's they've become a parody of themselves in the fact that everything is just far too obviously fake, which I know is stupid because it's wrestling. I know it doesn't make any sense, but the whole purpose of watching it is to try and lose yourself in it and get caught up in it, and as if it was real, like you would when you watch a film or a program on TV. And when you do something that's supposed to be representing sport and you've got camera angles of things that are just clearly not possible, and then the obvious thing, which I thought, I bet any money they fuck up with the link up with the commentary and everything. And I was watching it and I thought, it's going to happen at some point, and it did. They had a bit where Samoa Joe was going absolutely mental over a move, and in the bottom left corner, you could see him sat at the ringside, not saying a fucking word. And I'm just sat there and thought, you've had time to fucking edit this together.
Yeah.
And you can't even get a camera shot where you don't do that. Or just dub the audio out for that one particular bit. So if you're gonna do it, fucking do it right.
Yeah, I didn't like the camera thing. Like they only did it twice, though, didn't they? Maybe 3 times. I'm not sure, but.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of them where you thought, oh, that's quite a different, cool angle, fair enough, yeah. But, like, the one where they did the superplex, and he was with them, and ran right up to the face.
And then he fell over.
Yeah, and then they had another camera angle, and you could clearly see the cameraman was stood straight over Edge with the camera right in his face. And it was just like, come on. It's like, it just... Yeah. And no matter what they did, you put a fucking stupid title on, like, the greatest match ever, you're going to get criticism because you're just not going to achieve it. It's not.
Even Edge did an interview about that before the show. And he just said, like, it actually took all the pressure off because it's so ridiculous. Like, no one believes it's going to be the best. It can't possibly be the best ever. Yeah. So what does it matter?
Yeah. No, I can understand that. And again, obviously, you go into it not expecting it to be the greatest match ever, because it isn't going to be. And to be fair, I didn't. The actual match itself was quite enjoyable. I think if that was in front of, it was clearly the best match on the card, which it should be if it's the greatest match ever. But if you had an actual crowd behind that, and you know, you had that build up. That if that was the WrestleMania match that they would have had, that would have been a really good thing for Edge to have to come back on. And fair dues to him as well, because like you said, I mean, knew it was a long match, but I didn't think it was that long. But
I don't know if it was all done in one take, was it? Or
no.
Did they film this over like 8 days or something and put all the clips together?
Well, they definitely did cuts, because it wasn't, like I say, with the camera angles that just weren't possible.
Yeah.
I think it was.
I mean, they start off with a lockup where they had a camera like at the on the floor of the ring. Yeah, it's crazy.
And again, they could have done that where if they have, you know, if they had like, I don't know, an actual camera in, you know, the mat or something looking up, and they squared off, and it was clearly, you know, like you watch an F1 race and there's a camera stuck in, you know, a miniature camera stuck in the bloody corner and the cars drive over it. Now, I don't fucking sit there and think that there's some bloody idiot sat there with a camera getting run over by a car. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so you can do things like that to make it unique and different.
Oh, they put one in the corner.
Yeah, exactly, and they were all right because it was a bit different, and it was something like, oh, that's quite cool, like, you know, something you don't see all the time.
They brought back the corner cams, yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. Use that, do it, because it is something different when you're in a situation where you can't do something in front of a live audience like you want to. But don't start fucking cutting up matches and doing stupid, ridiculous angles that aren't physically possible without you having to say cut and action.
Foley says in his book, one of his first books, about that halftime heat, when they did that, and he was watching it with a load of people, because you know, it's halftime, so they're watching the Super Bowl in a pub, in a bar, and that match came on, and initially apparently everyone was a bit like, oh, he's wrestling, they're fake, whatever. But the match was so good they got into it, and you know, he was there, so it was a fun thing, until that shot where the forklift comes down on the rock. And he makes that goofy face, and they do the same thing with that camera, and it just lost the people. This is stupid now.
Yeah, it's common sense, isn't it? It's like if you're watching it, if you wanted to watch it as a fan, you obviously not going to do something that you know is going to take you out of that moment. I mean, how many times do we refer back to things like the AJ Styles and Shane McMahon build up for WrestleMania where he shoved his head through that car window and there was a GoPro cam in the fucking car?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's stuff like that sticks out in memory because it's just ridiculous. You can't watch it and go, oh wow, I hope he's all right. Well, clearly, you know, like he's fucking set this camera up, so And we know that happens, but fucking don't throw it into the mainstream of the show. It's, you know what I mean? It's...
Don't shove it in our face like that cream pie in Kevin Owens' face that time that we saw from a first-person perspective.
Oh yeah, and we never know who did it.
Jesus.
They put the cameras in his eyes.
I despair on the fact that they think that I don't know. I can't believe that they continually do it and think that people, they must hear the criticisms of it.
I'm sure they hear criticisms of everything. They just, don't stop. It's like they realize that there's no more kayfabe. Like, no one believes it now. Everyone knows it's fake. Everyone knows exactly what it is and what's going on. So now we don't even need to pretend anymore.
Yeah, but
but it doesn't make sense when every other TV show, film, everything is the same. It's all fake. We know it. But they don't go out of their way. I mean, they actually do go out of their way to make sure you don't get anything like that involved.
I mean, to be honest, well, I don't know. With the way lockdown's going, if things carry on, we're probably about 5 months away from them doing credits at the end of each pay-per-view and outtakes from when they fucking screwed up.
WCW did that with the credits.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the blooper reel on the DVD release. That would be great.
That would be great. Here's my take basically on it. I was watching it like the day after, a couple days after, and I was like, was it the greatest wrestling match ever? No. Was it a great wrestling match? No. Was it a match that needed to go 60 minutes? No. Would it have been better if this was billed for Saudi Arabia? No. Was it worth using all the old school moves for everybody to kick out of? No. Did Randy Orton end Edge's career? No. Did they even revisit the 6 spear spot from the apron to the announce table in 2007 on Raw? No. Is this a match at all that I need to see again? No.
Wow.
I would disagree with one of those. Using the old school moves I thought was something.
I
don't know if it was especially good. But...
I didn't mind it, but then when you got like the second one, you thought, oh, fucking hell, they're going to go through the whole bloody rhetoric.
Yeah.
To a degree, but again, I mean, that's minor criticism, because, like you say, I had much bigger problems with it than that, so... It was...
Did they use... Because as I was watching, I didn't notice, but I feel like they must have. Did they use any of Cena's moves?
No.
No.
No? I didn't think so.
Did they use any of Cena's moves? No.
No. Because they used Triple H, like, yeah, okay, Triple H feuded with both. They used Kurt Angle, so yeah, he's feuded with both. They used, there was no super kick, was there? What else did they use in there?
Rock bottom.
Rock bottom. I didn't really get that. That was just like, here's a popular wrestling move. Like, Rock and Edge never really did anything, did they? Rock and Orton had a tag match at WrestleMania 20, but it seemed kind of out of place.
I was going to say, that was the first one as well, weren't it, I think, the rock bottom.
Yeah, I think it might have been.
And then it was a pedigree.
Well, the pedigree. Yeah, I thought the one that ties these both together most would be Cena.
You'd think.
Yeah.
Oh well. So yeah, we all predicted Orton to win that one. So that's another point for everyone. So,
just a quick note on the match itself.
Okay.
Little H, Charles Robinson, was on the bump. I still find that funny saying that. The bump.
I thought you said the dump.
He's on the dump.
I'm gonna say, what the fuck is the dump?
This just shows you sort of the lack of planning, really. He never said when, but apparently it's come out since it was filmed on the Sunday. They did the NXT in your house show. So it's done the same day as that. Obviously he was the referee for it, and he found out a few hours before they were due to film it that they wanted him to wear the old referee outfit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with the bow tie.
And he didn't have anything close to it, so he was literally in a shopping mall in Florida looking for a light blue shirt and a bow tie.
Jesus Christ.
Before the match was filmed. Obviously, you found one, but wouldn't you think someone said to him a couple of days beforehand? Oh yeah, we want you to.
Yeah, considering they thought, oh, we're going to get Bob to lie on the mat with a camera and film up while they lock up. You put that much thought into that, but you can't put a thought into fucking sorting out your thing when it clearly that was the whole aim of the presentation, was to make it old school.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
Crazy.
Charles Robinson's another one. I bet Edge requested to have him ref the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, he said on the pump, interesting note, apparently he travels with a range of referee shirts.
But not that one.
With different logos on them.
Huh.
Don't know what he's got, but I imagine he's put like SmackDown and the ECW ones and stuff, just in case he ever needs them.
Yeah, I was just going to say, what's he going to do with them?
Well, exactly.
I'll make sure I've got my ECW, just in case there's a surprise reunion.
Yeah.
He's probably been there that long, he knows Vince is insane and just changed his mind at any minute. So.
Which he was right. That did happen. It just happened to be one that he didn't have on. Bad luck.
What'd you think of the ring announcing? Because I thought they would have gotten Tony Chimel for Edge, but apparently they used like the ghost of Howard Finkel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not a fan. I like the tribute to him, but in a way it was not needed. In my opinion.
I think it was a nice idea. I think they obviously wanted to do some sort of tribute to him, which is a nice idea, like you say, but I don't know, I don't think it worked. I don't think it was, as being said before, it sounded like it was off the game. There was no emotion in it.
It was just very flat toned, where it was just. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm sure Fink has probably announced them at Mania at some point.
Yeah.
Where you could have got a live cut of one that he'd done in the past, but they did. It just sounded like a studio recorded thing that, but there you go. But yeah, I'm really struggling with it at the minute, because it's like, we had that, the last one, the Money in the Bank, obviously it was all around WWE's headquarters, and it was shit. All they did was punch each other. I don't even remember anything from it.
Yeah, it was a bit of a letdown.
When they went on about everything, we've got to throw them off the roof. Yeah, fucking, and you could see the fucking, even when it was pre-recorded, you could see the fucking mattress that the person landed on. It just, yeah. And what did we have before that one? No, we've had obviously the WrestleMania, like
Boneyard.
The Boneyard. I'm sure there's been something else.
Yeah, that was the Firefly Funhouse.
Oh God.
That one was actually good.
Really?
We haven't seen John Cena since, so yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, that's the best bit.
So yeah,
I think the Fink thing, as much like that Firefly, they use what they've got. They go to the archives. We've got clips of this guy saying this stuff, or we've got this Rage in the Cage, whatever. We got some set from somewhere. We got the SmackDown fist. Let's just use that in one of these things.
That's fair enough. I just think that. I mean, it's mad. I mean, I saw a headline today as well that they said that Florida's recorded 4,000 new COVID-19 cases today in 24 hours. 4,000 people. And I heard that WWE's tapings have been suspended because one of the trainees that was in the audience tested positive.
Yeah.
So, and from the off, it was kind of like, I don't know if you all felt the same, but when they announced it, you're thinking, well, it isn't going to be on at least, you know, they get a chance to, as long as they stay healthy from the virus, they get a chance to be at home and rest up and have a bit of a break, like we've all argued, of putting in a season break or something. And it's just carried on as normal, and it's not better for it. I understand that they want to do something to entertain, but I can't get invested in it until it's back in front of fans, I think, and God knows how long that's going to be.
Real quick, just to sum up the prediction game, just because I'm tired of looping the music here.
Right, yeah. The music's been going on this whole time.
Yeah.
All right, I'll quickly get through this. So there was a 6-match card because of the women's match that got thrown out. Will unfortunately only managed a 4. I and Beans, we managed a 5. Smoot, I see why he was trying to rush to this end. Perfect game.
Yeah, well,
perfect game. 6 out of 6.
Well, yeah. If you don't count the women's match yet, then yeah.
That's how it's done. Yeah.
There you go.
So out of 15, we had 7 last time. 13. My 3s look like 5s. We had 7 last time. 6 this time. Smoot and Will on 9. Me and Beans both on 10. So this is a close competition this year.
Definitely.
I'm not getting too excited. I'm sure I'll be screwed out of any kind of victory, you know.
Did you were here last week where we basically...
I was just going to say, you nearly got done already, because it was, to be fair,
he's done it again.
Rather excellent.
What?
Tournament predictions.
What have I done now?
The Intercontinental Championship prediction game that we had back in May 16th, and it's finally played out like a month later. I don't know why they were dragging their feet on that, but yeah, the predictions that I made for the Intercontinental Title Championship played out pretty much to a T. So
right.
If you had wagered points, I would be probably, holding that accountable till the end of the year. In fact,
I didn't wager points today.
No, you did not. I was waiting for... I even threw it out there. I was like, Beans, how many points do you want to wager? When I was making it.
Well. You win some, you lose some.
You win some, lose a lot.
Oh dear.
Anyway, yeah, just to touch upon that stuff with the COVID and whatnot in Florida. Apparently, and this is another thing that's been going around. The people that are trying to show up at the performance centers that basically fill in for the crowds, for crowd noise and whatnot, are supposedly not allowed to wear masks. Because Vince supposedly doesn't like them. But I think it was a couple of days ago, like a Florida governor or mayor mandated that everybody has to wear a mask down there now, or something like that, because of all the influxes and cases, I think. We'll double check that.
Yeah, the story about Vince not letting them, I think, turned out to be bullshit.
Really?
It sounds so Vince.
It does sound like Vince, but... I think it was John Alba, actually. John Alba's friend of the show, John Alba.
Yeah.
He done some pretty good stories. He was doing some live updates on Twitter. And he was speaking to different people, some people who had actually been in there, and they said they were never told to not wear them and could quite easily avoid them if they wanted to, but just didn't. So.
Shame on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Orange County residents will be required to wear face masks under new executive order, and that comes from 3 hours ago. So, and I believe the Performance Center is in that Orange County area, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in Orlando. So,
quite surprised, because I got the impression that they thought that the virus didn't exist.
Right? I mean, this is why you know, AEW's been transparent since day one with the whole COVID issue. And I think if you're just open about it and like, hey, things are not normal right now, here's why. You know, it's a lot better than trying to pretend you're putting on a show in front of nobody. You know, for the longest time. So, and that's just it's been my take. So, anything else before we get out of here? I got dinner currently.
If you've if the news is anything to go by, I don't know if you've seen the pictures coming from your illustrious leader's latest campaign rally.
Oh God, no! Let's not talk politics. No, I did see that. Yes.
Come on, Smoot. Whenever you talk about Donald Trump, it's never politics.
I heard he sold like 1 million tickets for that thing. People are well into it.
They came on before. They said that there was 19,000 people queuing up to go on for this rally today, and they've all had to sign a waiver to say that if they catch COVID-19, they can't sue them.
That sounds standard.
And then they were saying, so how did they get the signatures for the to sign the waiver? But apparently, I think they said that when they made the purchase, it was a clear statement on it that it was automatic when you book your place for it. So yeah, so Smoot, you know, all I could say is buy some more masks. Fucking make sure no one comes near you, because I think that there's going to be a few more cases.
Yeah, well, that's how we can. If Trump can start doing shows in arenas, then wrestling companies can.
They said as well. I think they said that 3 members of the.
Some of his staff have got it. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got it. I'm sitting there thinking, fuck's sake, how has he not caught it yet? Because surely, you know what I mean? Like he's not listening to any kind of rules.
He would just no-sell it anyway. Like, you know, you just get it and pretend he doesn't have it. So, no, I'm fine. My health is perfect. That's what they all tell me.
And then takes a swig of bleach.
Yeah, just a drink of bleach.
Did you see the video of him this week taking a drink of water?
Did he find out?
No, but I can't believe that's news.
Oh.
Literally anything this guy does. Trump drinks water. Exclusive.
He stood there at making a lectern, doing a usual speech thing, and then he stops to take a sip of water, and he lifts his left hand up as you would to take the sip of water, and his arm kind of stops before it gets to his mouth, and then he has to get his other arm to force his hand up to
his support arm to drink some water.
It's crazy. He's definitely got something wrong with him. They have to keep it quiet.
Yeah.
He's fucking. I'm telling you, he's a fucking robot.
Well, there's another video of him where he's just done a speech to a lot of military people, and
you just shout, "Shoot him!"
He has to walk. He's on like a little platform thing, and he has to walk down a little ramp to come off the platform. And he's dead. He's like a Dalek. He's dead slow.
Well, no, he openly said, because there was that video, weren't there, when Theresa May went over?
Yeah.
Where he admitted that he's frightened of walking down steps. And if you watch the video with Theresa May, she has to hold his hand whilst he walks down 3 fucking steps outside the White House. I mean, for fuck's sake. How's this bastard not fallen over?
He's definitely... There's something not right with him. Did
you see the video when he spoke and his teeth nearly fell out?
Yeah.
I've seen loads of his clips where he does kind of...
Yeah, because that's what you get when you eat KFC with false dentures.
The guy who was on the radio and the guy who was talking about this water thing, he brought that up about... There's quite a few videos of his speeches where he starts slurring his words, and he said,
"Yeah,
I don't want to be too serious," like he said, but this sounds like Parkinson's.
Yeah, I've heard.
He said
I'll go say actually, yeah, because there are symptoms of it. Yeah.
It's got all the right signs of it, and
can you have Parkinson's without like the obvious shaking?
Apparently so.
I think it's early stages, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, he's an old dude, and he's working really hard.
He's in his 70s now.
Yeah, deep into his 70s, and he's it's not the easiest job in the world. It carries a little bit of stress.
No.
You see the difference between Obama's first year and his 4th year, and especially his 8th year.
Yeah.
That guy aged, and he still looked great. But like, Trump hasn't aged a day on the outside. you know, it can't be healthy to be president.
Doesn't he? Going back to McDonald's again, doesn't he live off McDonald's, apparently?
Yeah.
Oh, you live off
he's a fan. Yeah.
You say these things, but he's still seen like nearly every other day on a fucking golf course.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. He gets his 10,000 steps. Just as long as he don't have to walk downhill, I guess.
Yeah.
On his steps.
All right. And with that...
4 more years are coming.
No. God, no. We're going to get out of here. Man, I'm afraid that's what's going to happen, but...
I think we all are. That's coming from us.
I think you might better off get used to it, because I don't know what else is going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. We'll be back next week, hopefully, with some better news, man. Like, ugh. What a week.
I don't even know anymore.
What a week, right? Like, what a week.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Take care. Have a great one. Wash your hands. Stay safe. Take care. Good night.